Hello guys, welcome to your daily top 5 current affairs of the day session. So let's start with the first topic. First we'll talk about India-Russia relations. So recently External Affairs Minister met the Russian President. They had discussions on trade, energy, fertilizers and high technology cooperation. Right, so let's talk about the India-Russia strategic partnership. They have a special and privileged strategic partnership, and the relationship was formally elevated from a strategic partnership in 2000 to special and privileged strategic partnership in 2010. This can be important for mains, although this will not be asked directly in prelims. So you must know about BRICS and Shanghai Cooperation Organization, where both countries support a multipolar international order and cooperate through multilateral platforms. Right? Then we have major areas of India-Russia cooperation, which is energy and fertilizers, defense cooperation. You must know about the S-400 deal with Russia, Brahmos missile. Then we have connectivity, which is INSTC. This becomes important. The map is given here. Just go through the map. Then we have civil nuclear cooperation on Kudankulam nuclear power plant in Tamil Nadu. It was developed with the Russian assistance. Right? Then we have some space and advanced technology related cooperations also, like Russian support for astronaut training under the Gaganyaan program. So most of the content till now is relevant for mains answer writing. But you must know majorly about S-400 and Brahmos and INSTC. Right? Then there are some key facts for prelims given very briefly about INSTC, Brahmos and the Kudankulam nuclear power plant. Some key quick facts, go through them. Right? It will be helpful in prelims. So next move on to the next topic now. Next topic is UPI at a decade. So recently UPI has completed a decade since its launch in 2016 by the NPCI. Right? So UPI processed these many crore transactions worth this many crore. So some facts which can be used in mains, not relevant for prelims, but you should know about UPI and NPCI. This is very important for prelims. So it is an instant real-time and interoperable payment system developed by NPCI. It enables person-to-person and person-to-merchant transactions through mobile devices without requiring user to share bank account details. Transactions can be initiated using a virtual payment address, QR code, etc. Now, UPI has become a major component of India's digital public infrastructure and supports the JAM Trinity. This becomes important. Now, key features and extensions have been discussed. UPI 2.0, UPI Lite, UPI 123 Pay and UPI Circle. Kindly read them in very brief. Internationalization of UPI. Now UPI has expanded beyond India and it is operational in countries like UAE, Singapore, etc. Some countries have been given. Just go through them. About NPCI. NPCI is the umbrella organization for retail payment and settlement system. It was established as an initiative of RBI and Indian Bank Association under the Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007. You should know about this act, right? So it operates major digital payment systems like UPI, RuPay, IMPS, National Automated Clearing House, FASTag, AEPS, which is Aadhaar enabled payment system. Right, so this was about the second topic. Let's move on to the next one now. India's land restoration commitments at UNCCD COP17. So India highlighted its land restoration priorities at the COP17 of UNCCD, which was held in Mongolia. Right, so this is a PIB article about UNCCD. This becomes very important, and it is one of the three rare conventions alongside UNFCCC and Convention on Biological Diversity. It was adopted in 1994 to combat desertification, land degradation and drought, particularly in regions vulnerable to severe land degradation. Secretariat is located in Bonn, Germany, and COP serve as its principal decision-making forum. India's nodal ministry for implementing this is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Right, so a little bit content on land restoration has been given, which is relevant for mains. So India has restored around 21.76 million hectares of degraded land during these years, which is highlighting the scale of its efforts. Also, India hosted the COP14 in New Delhi in 2019 and committed restoring 26 million hectares by 2030. Right, this year and the target becomes important. 30% of geographical area has been affected by land degradation and desertification, which is underlining the significance of restoration efforts. Next, we have some facts for prelims. Land degradation neutrality, you should know what this is. It is aimed at maintaining or increasing the quantity and quality of land. Basically, quality या तो improve हो या same रहे. It should not degrade further. And this is closely linked with SDG 15, which calls for combating desertification. Right? Next, we have the Bonn Challenge and the India's restoration commitments. It was launched in 2011, and it is a global voluntary initiative for 150 million hectares by 2020 and 350 by 2030. This is by 2020 and this is by 2030. Right, so India is also a participant in the Bonn Challenge. Now, some monitoring and major Indian initiatives with respect to the desertification, and we have the ISRO's Land Degradation Atlas, Desertification and Land Degradation Atlas of India, which is prepared by ISRO's Space Application Center. Major government initiatives include watershed development, which is important for land restoration, some afforestation programs, and soil and water conservation initiatives. Right, so some quick facts given, and this article becomes quite important for prelims. Next, we have SEBI's new index for market infrastructure institutions. SEBI has a new index tracking market infrastructure institutions. So, what is the index? It is the IT Resilience Index framework, which was introduced on 24th August. It is to assess and strengthen the technological resilience of market infrastructure in institutions such as the stock exchange, depositories, and clearing corporations. Now, this is a 100-point index. Then we have some weightage given of the parameters. Not really relevant, you can just go through it very briefly. Now, you should know what are market infrastructure institutions. These form the core infrastructure of India's securities market and facilitate the trading, clearing, settlement, and holding of securities. So these are very important for the market in terms of trading, clearing, settlement, and holding of securities. They comprise the stock exchanges, clearing corporations, and depositories. Then we have some major examples: NSE, BSE, NSCCL, ICCL, and NSDL and CDSL as the depositories. Right? Functions have been given briefly, just go through it. Then we have some quick facts for prelims. You can just briefly see, and parameters also, not really important for prelims, but you can go through them so that you know if in case UPSC asks. Right? Moving to the next topic for the day, we have the National Security Strategies Conference. It was inaugurated in New Delhi, which was about addressing the internal and external security challenges. Again, a PIB article. Key themes have been given briefly. So, security threats को deal करने के लिए ये basically terrorism, organized crime, cyber threats, and other non-traditional security challenges. Then we have some key institutions for India's security architecture. Ministry of Home Affairs, which is the nodal ministry for internal security, policing, border management, and coordination among the central armed police forces. Some border guard forces have been given. This can be asked in mapping. like which force is stationed at which border, right? So you should know this. Then we have the National Security Council headed by the Prime Minister, and then we have Intelligence Bureau, etc., which are important for real time intelligence sharing and coordination. Some key facts for prelims, where we have discussed NIA, certain, and FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit, India. So this was about today's top 5 current affairs. You can also get the PDF of these from the Telegram channel. So kindly be regular with the sessions, and thank you for attending.